Good morning, everyone. This is Bible Engagement, week 37 of the Life of Christ. And don't give me grief over how long it's taking, because he was in ministry for 3 years. So, I got covered 3 years. So just bear with me. It's almost as bad. This is almost as bad as the Revelation one, ain't it?
Revelation spanned more than 3 years.
So we are on week 37, and we started talking about last week. We started talking about evangelism, Jesus' heart toward reaching the lost. We had read a passage of scripture out of Matthew and Luke, both, that was basically that Jesus was going through the towns and the villages, teaching in their synagogues and proclaiming the good news of the kingdom. It's Matthew chapter 9 if you want to get caught up. I'm just kind of rehashing a little bit just to get us back on track here. Chapter 9, verse 35 through 38. So Jesus went through all the towns and villages, teaching in their synagogues, proclaiming the good news of the kingdom, healing every disease and sickness. And when he saw the crowds, he had compassion on them, and because they were harassed and helpless, like sheep without a shepherd. Then he said to his disciples, "The harvest is plentiful, but the workers are few. Ask the Lord of the harvest, therefore, to send out workers into his harvest field." Now, we talked about how that Jesus had a burden for these people because of the condition they were in. They were harassed. They were sheep without a shepherd. So he sent out the 12, and then we started talking about two different instances where Jesus sent out people to do ministry ahead of him. One was when he sent the 12 out, another time was when he sent the 72 out, and we're kind of looked at both of those. So if we were looking at Luke chapter 10 last week as well, and how that he was giving them instruction on what to do when they were going into these towns, not to bring any extra clothes, not to bring any money with them, not to bring a bunch of food, but when they traveled into those towns, that basically to rely on God to supply their needs, stay in someone's home. If they weren't willing to accept them in the community or in the town, then they were to shake the dust off their feet and leave. If they were accepting them, then they were to stay there and preach the gospel. Part of the responsibility they had was to pray for the sick and cast out demons and things of that nature. So their ministry was to the real needs of the people as well as the needs that people feel. And let's just be honest, we all have needs that we think are our real needs that really are not the root cause of our problems. And a felt need is they're more something that we feel like we need, but really and truly deep down there's something at the root of that. Well, Jesus was getting to the root of our problem, and that's sin. He was getting to the fact that we were separated from God. He was trying to bring that restoration back. Sickness comes because of the curse of sin. All of that. So he's trying to reach the world, but also you and I both know if you show somebody some compassion in what they feel like they need in their life, they are more likely to listen to you when you get to dealing with the root cause. I say this, I have people come in my office, sit down and talk with me, and I'll be honest with you, sometimes I'm the guy that just likes to jump straight to that root and just try to rip it out, and so I have to be careful because sometimes people don't respond to that very well. Sometimes I don't care, but no, I'm just kidding.
No, you're not.
No. But I mean, the reality is that especially someone that I don't know very well comes in my office, wants to talk to me, then I've actually got to figure out what they think they need first. And then I try to work it. I don't always have the time to do all of that, but I do the best I can to try to. Because the reality is that, you go to a homeless person, walk up to them and preach to them, they're not going to listen to you. But you go up and bring them a meal, sit down with them and talk to them, and then start sharing the gospel, they're going to listen to you. Because they have we would call it a real need because hunger is a real need. But they have that's what they would more likely need, shelter or food or clothing or something like that. But in reality, they're in the condition they're in because of sin. So that's the root of everything. So anyway, so Jesus was trying to reach them where they were, and he wanted them to go, sent the 12 out, sent the 72 out do the same thing. Now I'm going to ask you all a question. What do you all think makes a successful ministry?
Your congregation.
Okay. Congregation.
If you don't have them, you can't preach to them.
All right. So street preacher who, well, I guess technically would have a congregation. It's just whoever's walking down the street. But